Hello and welcome, beautiful soul. If you found this reading, there is a message in here for you. Spirit is, however, guiding me to pull some angel number cards first to give some extra confirmation for people clear regarding this reading and its relevancy for you. So I'm going to pull a few angel numbers. These may be numbers that you've been noticing quite frequently, or I'm hearing for a couple of you who are going to watch this reading anyway. You may begin to notice these numbers after the reading, which is confirmation from your guides and higher self. And it's also confirmation particularly of your ability to manifest and draw things into your reality based upon what you are thinking about, right? Because these numbers are now being placed in your unconscious. And it's sort of like a game with the universe where you begin to recognize your own power when you start to manifest these numbers around you after seeing them here. So the first number is 3232. And I'm getting that this could be combinations of 33, 333, 222, as well as the specific 3232. And then we have 7722 on the bottom of the deck. And that one was there before as well. So that may be a relevant one for some people. 88. I know that's what the 7s and 8s have been big for me lately. And let's get one or two more, Spirit. One or two more for people. And there are messages on these cards. They're different from how I typically connect the angel numbers, which has been interesting for me. It's kind of fun, though, because it helps me to meld my own intuition and sort of the way that I read and interpret numbers with the interpretations on the cards. So it does actually kind of give a richer sort of, I wanted to say like symphony of numbers here. So we have 6363 and then 420, interestingly enough. And it's funny because 420, I mean, I was a stoner and I did a lot of drugs when I was younger. So I think that's where 420 came from as a number that I enjoy. But it'll be interesting to see what its spiritual meaning is. Here it's about potential. So isn't that fascinating? So we're going to delve into this a little bit. 3232 is all about taking charge. So this is becoming that conscious manifester. Understanding that you are the architect of your reality and you create and design that reality based on your vibration, your thoughts, your words, and yes, your deeds. So really looking at all of those aspects and Spirit saying, where is it that you might be falling a little bit short right now? And I don't mean this in a way of being judgmental of yourself. I just mean where could you tighten things up a little bit as far as that energy of becoming the conscious creator of your reality? Is it within your thoughts? Do you tend to get trapped in those thought loops and negative thinking? Do you tend to speak negatively? Do you tend to not take action on things? Is that like you get an inspired action, but then you seem to kind of drag your feet around it? A lot of times, well, all of these can have to do with belief systems and stuff like that, but that particularly is standing out as something where there's a belief system that needs to be addressed that's sort of blocking the ability, so to speak, to take action. And I say so to speak because nothing really blocks our ability except for ourselves, but ourselves is usually our unconscious selves, our shadow selves, right? So it's like, which area of your life are you feeling like there is that energy that where something could be improved upon in order to help you continue to grow and progress in your current life? So clearly this reading is for people who are growing spiritually, who are wanting to improve themselves, their reality, who are wanting to perhaps create something. Really, this channel is mostly for people who are kind of in that mentality and energy. So if you are, welcome. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't yet, if you're enjoying the vibe, because this is the energy. This is what we do together as a collective, as a tribe. I also want to take a moment to ask everybody to please hit that thumbs up before you forget. It really does help the channel to continue to grow. So coming back to this here, this is very much Aries energy too. We have that solar eclipse in Aries coming up. Aries season just began as I'm recording this. This is timeless. So if you are watching this after the fact and that's already kicked off, don't worry about it. The messages in here, if they're resonating, they're resonating. You are in this energy right now. Time is fluid. All right. It is not stationary. We can move backwards, forwards, So I decide all throughout time, we can navigate this when we begin to master our energy and master our minds. All right. So 8-8 is all about listening to your gut, trusting your intuition. This is a major sign of alignment, particularly alignment with abundance, with the 8 energy. It's the energy of infinity and abundance. So this is the energy of really paying attention, because Spirit's saying it's not just with the numbers. My eyes landed on the 6-3, so 3s and 6s. People with the 8s may be seeing a lot of those too. Spirit is saying, I am sending you so many signs, so many synchronicities. I am speaking to you, but I'm speaking to you through your own voice, through your own intuition. Sometimes we forget, right? Like before we awaken spiritually, we're taught that God is outside of us, right? And then as we awaken spiritually, we begin to realize that God is within us, but still for some reason that separatism, right, continues to persist. And so we perceive our higher self as separate from us, just like we once perceived God or source to be separate from us. We are our higher self. We are a spark. We are a creation. It's so funny. The words that just came through are, we are a dream of our higher self. So it's sort of like our higher self is asleep and having all these dreams, and we are one of those dreams that's constantly evolving, which is an interesting way to look at it. We always look at reality as the dream, but the fact that we are the dream, isn't that interesting? It's just like another layer of something that we're not going to deeply explore during this video, but something that is deeply fascinating, I think, to sort of mull over and think about. And so it's like, where was I going with that? Just paying attention to how your higher self is leading you. Oh yeah, because we are trained to think of our higher self as separate, we think that the way that they speak to us has to feel separate. So when it feels like us, we kind of discount it, right? But Spirit's saying you're discounting your higher self. You're discounting your own intuition at times. Remember, our intuition is those sparks of insight, those thoughts, those ideas that just pop into our mind fully formed. All right, those little nudges or inspirations. Our mind is the energy that comes in to try to analyze everything, to try to see all the angles of it, to find the pros and the cons, to compare, to contrast, to come up with problems, right? So that it can then come up with solutions, right? The brain needs to create the problem to create the solution, because the brain needs to be doing something. So that's how we can kind of tell the difference between our intuition, our higher self, which is us, and our monkey mind, right? Our human mind, our linear cognitive mind. So really, if you're having trouble noticing these signs and synchronicities, noticing what your higher self, or recognizing your higher self's guidance, when it comes to you through your own thoughts, through people, other people, and conversations, for some of you guys, through a lot of these signs and synchronicities. For some of you guys, it's like things you hear on the radio or in music. Slow down. Set the intention every day to become more aware, to become more present within your reality, and to really notice and be able to hear and recognize the signs and opportunities around you. Ask your higher self for help with this, and then really delve into that art of being present. Now with 6-3-6-3, this is about keeping the faith. This is about hope, trust, optimism, endurance, and resilience. And I think a lot of us are at this point right now because we've been really working on manifesting and creating things. We've done a lot of shadow work. We've done a lot of sifting through energies, discarding old belief systems. And we're at this place where we feel the alignment of our manifestations, right? 2024 was a quantum leap through timelines. We aligned with a brand new timeline. 2025 is about us coming into synergy and really seeing that timeline come into fruition in our reality. That's what the next couple of years, one of the many things that they are about. But we got to really align with that. And it's like we aligned energetically with that. And now we're coming into that physical alignment with it. But this is a process. Particularly, we were talking in the live stream that we did the other day about how when you're here and you set the intention to jump, to quantum leap up here, that's a big distance from like where you are in the physical world to where you want to be in the physical world. And there's a whole lot that needs to occur in order for that to happen. A whole lot of shifting within you, a whole lot of dying those little deaths, right? Those ego deaths. And so for some people finding this, it's like that energetic shift has happened. And now you just feel so out of place in your physical reality because the physical world is not yet mirroring back what's happening on an energetic level. So that can be really confusing. It can feel like things just aren't happening. We talked about how 2025 in many ways with Saturn being so active is like a test of faith. Right? Saturn and Neptune, they're dancing, they're connecting. There's a lot going on with that, and Saturn with other planets as well, that is really in that process of, like I said, testing our faith. Like there's no, that is the simplest and most straightforward way to put it, right? So it's all about believing in the unseen. That's what faith is, right? It's belief in the unseen. You can't test it, you can't touch it, you can't taste it, you can't smell it, but you know it's there. And you have the conviction in that. All right. Hope is like, I hope it's out there. It would be really nice if it was. Faith is like, I know it's there. I know this is happening for me. I know I am aligned with that version of my reality. I am just allowing the pieces to fall into place, trusting in divine timing, and being grateful for where I'm at right now. So finding that gratitude, all right, is so incredibly important here. Looking at this beautiful opportunity to continue to build our faith. Then the 420, this is all about potential. All right, aligning with our potential. This is the opportunities. This is the adventure. This is all the stuff that's coming in with the 420 here. All right. April 20th, literal 420 may be significant for some people. And that's going to be a great time because we're moving into Taurus season. Right? We have all the retrogrades of the personal planets, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde are complete. Shadow periods aren't quite complete yet, but at least the retrogrades are complete. Eclipse season, we've moved into integration and that time in between the first set and the second set, which comes in September. So that feels like a really magical, powerful time where some people may see the manifestations they've been waiting for beginning to come in. The physical reality beginning to reflect the internal reality. This is some of those opportunities. And like we said, we've got to stay present so that we can recognize them when they appear. Because they may start out as small opportunities, as little invitations from spirit to engage more in our life, to put ourselves out there more, to choose ourselves more. All right, so be very mindful with everything that you are choosing, everything that you are thinking, saying. I know this sounds exhausting. It doesn't need to be exhausting. Just be aware. Continue to cultivate that mindfulness and that awareness. All right, and then we have that. Yeah, we have 606 underneath that, which is all about commitment to our path. Openness. This is also honesty and truth and expression within relationships, which is a big energy with Venus in retrograde right now. And then the 3, which is all about that energy of harmony. And then the 818 under that, which is all about the breaking the old patterns. We could keep going with these, but I'm feeling called to just pull a couple tarot cards, clear, to close this reading. Just a couple though. Oh, hell yeah. I love how that popped out for our last card, the 000. This is the energy of creation. This is the birthing energy. This is the Aries point in astrology, the 0 degrees. This is where all possibility, where everything is formless, right? Waiting to come together in the physical. This is the void. That is such strong energy. And this is reminding me also of the conjunction that Neptune and Saturn are going to have at 0 degrees of Aries in February 2026. That feels like a real turning point, like we're building up to the energy, the birthing, the little births that make way for the big birth, that is going to be for people. When all the faith that you've had really pays off. And I'm not saying that you're not going to see any positive changes in reality until then, but I'm saying that's going to be a big turning point. I feel like we're going to have lots of little blessings and opportunities that blossom into like a big, powerful shift and change with that. But this is saying like this birthing is happening all the time. Every single moment, a new version of you is born. Every single now moment, a new version of you is born. So what are you going to do with that? Who are you going to be in this moment? Because this is the only moment that exists. All right. So that's really powerful. This card is about inner reflection, moving into energetic alignment, mindfulness, like we said. So this is like taking that time to reflect. This reminds me of in the Gene Keys, Richard Rudd. I talk about the Gene Keys a lot because I love them. He talks about contemplation. So it's just where you take these little moments out of time and you just sit back, you mull things over gently in your brain, sort of like a meditation with your eyes open. You may even read something and reflect upon it gently, but it's just like taking that time out of the hustle and bustle of your daily life to relax and reflect and simply be, and allow sort of these insights and inspirations to filter through when the brain is more relaxed. So for some people, it's like about that. Some people, I'm feeling journaling or automatic writing could be a great way to bring through these reflections. This is somebody who's going to be writing a book of their reflections. I feel like a daily reflections too for somebody. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my God. So I was about to say that this was making me think of in 12-step recovery. They have books like NA has Just for Today, and Alcoholics Anonymous has another book as well. I forget what it's called, but it's Daily Reflections, I think. And so I was thinking of 12-step and those reflections books where you can open it up, and every day of the year has its own reflection. Some of it it's like an excerpt from a piece of literature, and then there's like writing about it to go deeper into the energy of it or the meaning of it, or just different things like that helps you reflect on some aspect of your recovery journey. And I was thinking of somebody creating a book like that, but of spiritual reflections. So it's so funny that I was about to say that. And then 504, I looked down and it says one day at a time. And that is a phrase from 12-step, from AA, one day at a time. So some of you guys may be in recovery. This may just be confirmation of the reflections book, which I think is really interesting. You can use it almost like an oracle deck, or you can use it to like look at a specific day to just get an idea of the energy. Like some people do, like the one for their clean date is to see like the energy of it, which is kind of fun, or different things like that. So I love that, but it is that energy. So anybody who is in recovery, this is also a message to stay the course. All right. One promise that I made to myself in recovery was that I would not make a decision out of anger or extreme emotion. All right. And that may be really, really important for somebody to hear right now. Make it from a cool, calm, collected headspace. There were so many times in my early recovery, and early recovery, I mean like first couple of years, where especially that first year, where there were times where I just wanted to like throw in the towel and I wanted to use again. But I stuck it out anyway. I moved through that energy because I knew that emotions and feelings are temporary. Feelings are not facts. That was something we used to say all the time. So I would stick it out. And then once I got through that heavier period, it might've been a day, it might've been a week. Sometimes it was months, but I was always so glad on the other side that I hadn't used, because there's still an infinite amount of possibilities if I didn't use. If I did pick up, there was pretty much only one. All right. Or a few. As some 12-step programs say, jails, institutions, or death. You know what I mean? But like, you know what I mean? So yeah, hang in there. Don't give up. This is a time where we're being pushed to our limits, energetically speaking. It's like we're being stretched so thin right now. There's so much that we're purging. There's so much that we're releasing, so much that's coming up individually and collectively, all right? And some of us are really empathic and tapping into that collective energy in a major way, okay? So clear your energy, get out in nature if you can, do things that make you feel good, nurture yourself, practice really good self-care, get a support system going. This isn't just for anybody who's finding this, who's trying to stay clean right now. This is for everybody, right? Going through this, right? And we're all trying to stay clean from something, right? Right now, for me, it's eating badly. It's eating poorly. It's being lethargic. It's some of those recurring negative thought patterns. These are some of the things that I'm trying to stay clean from right now. We've all got something, okay? So just take it one day at a time, one moment at a time, one now moment at a time, right? Remember, you can reinvent yourself in every single moment. And these feelings will pass. They are not facts. They are nothing in life is permanent. It is all temporary. The only consistent in life, the only certainty in life is change. All right. Things will continue to shift and to change. So make the decisions on a moment to moment basis that have the best likelihood of creating a positive cause and effect within your life. All right. And then we have the 55, which is a reminder to be grateful. And I love this as well for any people who are finding this who are in recovery, because that's another phrase we used to use all the time. A grateful addict won't use, right? Find the things to be grateful for. And like I said, this is for anybody who is in a process of detoxing from something or someone that's not good for them, from a habit, from a belief system, from a person, from a place, from a substance, from any type of energy. All right, who feels themselves relapsing, getting pulled into old energies. Gratitude will help pull you back out. Presence will help you pull back out. That support system will help you pull yourself back out. This is also like dwell on the good things. Train yourself to see the good and the gift in every situation. And you will find more gifts showing up, all right? And then we have 2020, which is all about resilience and strength. This is also the year 2020 coming to mind. So that may have been a significant year for some people finding this. Look back at 2020. Look back at this time in 2020. What was going on in your life? For some people, this is a good comparison to show you how far you've come, to show you everything you have overcome in the last 5 years. Maybe for some of you too, I'm feeling there was a commitment you made to yourself. And Spirit's saying it's time for a renewal of that commitment. Whatever that commitment is for you. All right, I'm going to pull one card from the tarot, clear. And then I got to go here. Just one closing card for a closing energy. That's the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups. So this is all about community. This is soulmates. Yes, this is love, but this is all the soulmates in your life. For those of you who are feeling lonely and isolated, more of your soulmates, more of your soul tribe are coming in. Love is coming in for some of you as well. But it's like self-love. So be around people who make you feel the people that make you feel like you are easy to love. That's the way I want to put this. That's what Spirit wants you to think about. So some of you guys have been around people who told you you were hard to love, who told you you were difficult, right? Maybe you told yourself this. Maybe you told yourself this because enough people in your reality did. Find the people who tell you that you're easy to love. And if they are not in your life yet, they will be. All right, just keep walking this path. Don't give up. And you will draw into your life the support that you need, the connection that you need. It is coming. And wherever you have those connections in your life right now, nurture them. Nurture them and more will form. All right. But remember, it's all about loving you first. And keeping people, just positive people in your reality. If you have people who are dragging you down, people who are energy vampires, who you just feel drained after you see them, people who are not healthy for you to be around, Spirit's saying, get those people out of your life. It's okay to do that. It's okay to ask for what you need, to set boundaries, and you get to decide who, I almost said takes up space within your life, but that sounds, I don't really like the way that sounds, but you get to decide who is a part of your life and who is not. You have the right to do that. So make the choices that support you in every aspect of your life right now. Make the choices that support you. You don't need anyone's permission to do that. But if somebody feels like they do, consider this your permission slip. All right, I love you so much. I will talk to you all very soon.